Thank you for coming to Elizabeth's IEP meeting, and now we're going to move on to talking about her goals and her benchmarks for the coming year. First, we're going to start with her reading goal, and the first goal that we've created for her reading is that she will increase her reading level as assessed using the STAR reading inventory from a 3.9 level to a 4.9 level. And what that means, the STAR inventory is a statewide test that assesses reading skills, and her level right now is her independent level right now is at 3.9, and we want to move it up to a 4.9 level so that she'll be reading closer to grade level. And we have smaller goals underneath called benchmarks that are going to help us reach that larger goal. And her first benchmark is that she's going to increase her fluency from 50 words per minute to 80 words per minute as assessed using Read Naturally Source Weekly on the 4th grade level. So I'll explain that a little bit. Fluency is how fast you read, and when you increase your fluency, you usually increase your comprehension as well as just understanding of what you're reading. And right now she's reading at 50 words per minute, which is pretty slow for a 5th grader, but she is reading very accurately, which is wonderful. So we're just going to try to get that speed up a little bit more, which will help her reading comprehension. And then her next, next benchmark to help reach that reading goal is that she's going to increase her sight word recognition from a baseline of 90% on the 2nd grade IRI list to 90% on the 3rd grade IRI sight word list by next year. And sight words are those little words that you see in reading, such as of, the, to, from, and once you know all of your sight words, reading becomes much easier. So Elizabeth is reading sight words at a 2nd grade level. So again, we're just going to try to increase that level, and that will help her read much better and will help her understand what she's reading. And then the last part of her reading, last little benchmark of her reading goal is that she's going to increase her decoding skills of CVC words, including blends and digraphs, from 65% as her baseline to 90% accuracy. And what that means is that CVC words means consonant, vowel, consonant with blends and digraphs. So that's just like SH or TH, things that are together. So they're shorter words, and she's going to increase. Right now she's reading those words at about 65%, and we'd like to get her up to about a 90% accuracy. And to assess all of these, we're going to be using weekly and bi-weekly checks. We're just going to be collecting data to make sure that what we're doing is effective and she is on her way to reaching these goals. And now for her math goals, Elizabeth, the overall goal is that she's going to increase her math skills in the area of number and number sense, computation and estimation, and measurement and geometry as assessed using a semi-annual teacher-created math inventory from 55% accuracy to 90% accuracy. So before Elizabeth was found eligible, we gave her an assessment that was, we gave her this assessment, and she scored a 55%, and this is a 4th grade assessment. So then we went back and we looked at the areas that she struggled on and the areas that she did really well on. So we're really happy that she did great on her computation, and she knows a lot of her multiplication facts and her division facts, and that was wonderful. But what we noticed was that when word problems came in, she struggled a little bit more with those. So we're going to try to increase those skills. So the smaller goals underneath that larger math goal is that she's going to estimate down to the hundredths place and up to the millionths place with 80% accuracy. So just estimation in a lot of word problems come up. So she was really close on a lot of them. So I think just with more instruction on the place value will help her increase that skill. The next skill is that she's going to multiply and divide up to 3 digits with 80% accuracy. And again, just with a little bit more practice looking at the assessment that we gave her, she was really close on a lot of them. So just a little bit more instruction will help her get to that goal. So talking about getting to those goals, we're going to talk about the services that we're going to provide for Elizabeth. She's going to be entering the middle school, and in the middle school, the services she will be getting is collaborative English and a collaborative math class. And what that means is the collaborative English and math class means that both the special ed teacher and the general ed teacher are going to be in the same classroom, and both teachers are going to be providing instruction for all of the students, so that the special ed teacher will bring in her knowledge of strategies that will help all the students learn. So she should be able to help reach these goals with that extra help in the gen ed classroom. And then also she will be receiving a resource block next year, which means that she's going to be going to the special education room for one period during the day. And she's going to be receiving instruction in these particular areas that she struggles with now. And with all these services, we hope that she will be able to reach those overall goals that we have set for her. Are there any questions?